There is one simple mindset shift that I have made recently in my business that has changed everything. It's made me feel more creative and innovative. It's made it easier for me to make decisions. It has made business feel fun. And it has made me feel like I'm truly doing business my way. And that is how you will feel if you implement this same mindset shift or way of thinking in your business. And this has been something that's been so impactful for me that I want to share it with you too right now and not just reserve it for sharing with my clients or in some of my higher programs like my mastermind. I want everyone to know this because I truly think it changes everything. Before we jump in, this is the Mommy Knows Business podcast. I'm your host, Meg. I'm a mom of two. I'm an online business coach. I've been doing this since 2017. And I'm technically an internet grandma because I've been doing this whole internet thing since I started my first blog, Organized Meg, in 2010, if you can believe it. So I've been around the block. And that's why I want to share this mindset shift with you because I've been doing this long enough to go through a lot of different eras of the online business space and a lot of different business models. I've been a virtual assistant, a web designer, an Etsy shop owner, a course creator. I've worked for other like online businesses full time. So I've done a lot. And I truly feel like throughout my years of searching and asking myself, why am I here? What's my purpose? What am I meant to be doing? Like, how do I do this? I felt like there were many years there of just doing things that technically worked, but still seeking and searching. And 100%, I feel like this new mindset shift has unlocked the next level of me and is absolutely opening the doors to the next level of my business. So let's get into what this way of thinking is. There's kind of two parts to it. The very first thing is I want you to think through everything you're doing. And this may be a new practice of observance as you live your life day to day. But what are the things that you're currently trying to do that are causing you to slow down, to hesitate, to resist, to ask a lot of questions? Or maybe it's something that kind of triggers your perfectionism or causes anxiety or makes you fearful. What are those things? And you may have thought through this before, like I have. And then the approach up until now for me, or up until recently, was okay, how do I either systemize that? How do I automate it? How do I delegate it? Right? Those were kind of the options I've spoken about years ago on the podcast that I have taught, that I have done myself. It was a little bit more of a how do we solve for this problem? How do we work through this problem? How do we use these strategies to make it so you're not the one having to do it? And that's not the way I'm viewing it anymore. That's not the way I'm thinking about it in my business. That's not the way I'm encouraging my clients to think about it. We do want to identify what those things are, but instead of working through them or around them or trying to change who you are to make those things not hard, how can we eliminate it entirely instead? Because your first reaction may be like, well, I can't. And if I asked you why, you would probably say, well, I'm supposed to do that. So I'll give you an example. For me, I get really stuck if I have to do any type of writing, especially when it's from scratch. So I can write something if I'm referencing a video or an audio or a training. Like if I have some other medium that I am basing my writing off of, I can do that. But if I'm just sitting there trying to write an Instagram caption, or recently I tried to write a carousel post that was like all fancy and stuff. And it just took me way longer than it should. I sit down to send an email and I look at a blank screen. It doesn't matter how many drafts or notes or ideas I've saved, writing from scratch absolutely slows me down. Similarly, if there's graphics of any kind, even though I used to be a graphic designer, it 100% slows me down and almost stops me entirely because I don't really have a brand anymore. I don't know what my brand is. I overthink everything. One minute I want like a really elegant visual design, and another I want like really vibrant and fun. And again, it's just something that slows me down. And another example, I'll tell you how I'm working through this with my new mindset shift in just 1 minute. But another example is even batch recording podcasts. I have batch record like 6 or 7 podcast episodes, but I am noticing for myself right now that the act of having to then edit them and publish them and promote them weeks down the line isn't working for me. I feel very disconnected from the content. I don't want to do it. I don't look forward to doing it. My energy isn't there. And so that's something that previously I would have just been like, suck it up. I'm going to do it anyways, right? It's the process you created. And so by looking at this through a different lens and the lens of elimination, I have truly unlocked what feels like my way of doing business. And I want you to go through this same process because I think it's how you are going to unlock how you do business. Because everyone's sticking points and resistance points are different. Like yours will be different from mine. So, how you solve that will be different, and how that makes you show up in business will be different. So, let's talk about how I'm solving some of these for me to hopefully like drill this thought process home for you, take it home for you. When it comes to writing, how can I eliminate writing entirely? Again, your first reaction might be like, well, you can't. Duh, got to do it. Or hire a copywriter, right? Those are reasonable. But in the name of eliminating it entirely, I am doing video and audio first for basically everything. Even if it ends up as a written format, I'm going to talk it out loud first or record it. And maybe I'll just only do that and eliminate the writing altogether. For example, I am in a Facebook group where I had to introduce myself. And instead of typing out, 4 paragraphs about who I am, just uploaded a little Loom video, one and done. Put a little sentence with it, the end. Felt great, did it way faster. When it comes to Instagram, I'm just not going to worry about those carousel posts, the pretty ones. Maybe I'll work through this as I get more used to posting on Instagram, and maybe this sticking point will go away one day. But while it's there right now, I'm just going to lean into what comes natural. Video. That's it. Why worry about the rest? I don't need to have a carousel post with a cute graphic right now. Or even sales pages. You might think you need a lot of writing on a sales page. Historically, you do. But I'm asking myself, how can I eliminate that? How can I have as little information there as possible and maybe let that be enough? Or when I do feel like it's not enough, how can I put a quick Loom video up there? Part of this is lowering my standards for what I need to have when I show up online, right? Or show up on camera. It's got to be simpler. The background doesn't have to look a certain way. I don't have to look a certain way. We've got to set a realistic expectation. But this way of thinking has changed everything. The other example I gave was graphics. Okay, how do I just like not have graphics? There are plenty of websites out there of, especially like in the male tech bro space of the internet, where it's like a white page with like the barest amount of information and a call to action. And I love it because it's just straightforward. We're cutting through the fluff and the like wordiness, and we're like just saying no to all that. And again, that's for me. If you love writing and that's how you express yourself, do it. I'm not saying it's bad to do it. For me, it's slowing me down. It's making me not show up or make offers or do whatever. So I'm just eliminating it. I tried to make a mastermind, like for my mastermind, I tried to make a pretty landing page, and I just like kept obsessing about it and reworking it and redesigning it. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen it had like 3 different designs already and 2 different names, even though like the core like offer and how I'm going to show up in the space hasn't changed. I was just stuck in like visuals, which matter the least. And so that's just gone. If you want to know about the mastermind, you can DM me on Instagram. You can just go straight to the application page where I have the info you actually need and you can apply and we can talk about it. And so that way of thinking is allowing me to save so much time. When we're talking about running a business, time management as a mom, this simple change is saving me so much time because I'm not getting stuck and trying to work through something that doesn't come natural to me. Instead, I'm leaning into what works natural and I'm just moving and flowing and putting it out there and moving on to the next thing. So I'm saving so much time. When it comes to the batch recording thing, I am just going to embrace that in this season of life, like I'm just not going to batch record. And maybe that means I accidentally skip a week. Maybe the podcast doesn't go out on Mondays or Tuesdays every single week. Heck, this one's definitely not. I'm recording this Thursday afternoon and I need to go pick up Kelly in like 2 minutes. So I got to wrap this up, right? It's imperfect. And that's okay because I feel passionate about this topic. I can't wait to share it and put it out in the world and talk about it. And that's the energy I want to have with my content. I may even switch this up to doing it live first, right? Do this on an Instagram live or YouTube live or whatever to let it be in the moment what I'm passionate about, capture it, and then put it up as like a podcast or on YouTube or wherever. So I'm thinking through things that way. Instead of forcing myself to operate in the way I think I'm supposed to, I'm instead choosing to do things in a way that eliminates all the junk that doesn't work for me. And I'm allowing that to be enough. This way of thinking can change everything for you, allow you to break all of the rules, innovate in really new and exciting ways, and reinvigorate your love of business. And it's also going to teach you a lot about loving and accepting yourself and embracing your quirks and your personality and letting what you show up with be enough. Letting your one take be enough. And like this podcast, I'm like not going to edit it. It's just going to go up. So it's like, how can you just let it be enough? How can you let you be enough as you show up now and just like be there? Now, again, I guess if you really love like video editing, that's a different conversation, right? But for most of us who get stuck in an editing phase, like that may resonate with you. So like I said, I've got to go. Can't be late to go pick up Kelly from school, but I really wanted to share this with you because it has changed everything for me on a day-to-day level with my business, with my personal life. It's making me feel so empowered in how I do things. And if you do want to work with me in a higher level space, like my mastermind, which is officially starting September 1st, but we have a bonus call August 16th. So if you really want to be working with me closely, then absolutely send me a DM, say mastermind, and we can chat about it there. Otherwise, I would just love for you to share this with anyone you think would enjoy it. Tag me on Instagram. My username is Hey Meg King. That's where I hang out. So let's get to know each other over there. And if you would leave a rating and review on your favorite podcast player, give it a like on YouTube, all of those things mean so much and really help me get this message out there and help other business owners move forward and grow their business too. So thank you so much. I will see you in the next episode and have a great rest of your day.